What if I told you that a damaged, old 2-pence coin in your pocket could be worth millions of dollars? Fearful face. In today's video, we're revealing the most valuable and rare state 2-pence Queen Elizabeth II coins, including bad condition examples that shocked collectors worldwide. Don't skip, your coin might be one of them. First up, the 2-pence Elizabeth II coin dated 2000, even when found in bad or heavily circulated condition, represents an important piece of modern British numismatic history and reflects the everyday monetary life of the United Kingdom at the turn of the millennium, a time when Queen Elizabeth II was firmly established as one of the longest reigning monarchs in world history, and Britain was transitioning into a new era marked by technological growth, globalization, and cultural change. This coin belongs to the decimal coinage system introduced in 1971, replacing the old pre-decimal currency, and by the year 2000 the 2-pence coin had already become one of the most familiar and frequently used denominations in daily transactions, making it extremely common in circulation and therefore prone to heavy wear, scratches, loss of original luster, corrosion, edge knocks, faded details, and discoloration, especially when composed of copper-plated steel, which replaced bronze in 1992 to reduce minting costs and increase durability. Although steel cores often rust internally when the copper plating wears away, leading to bubbling, dark spots, or flaking surfaces that collectors immediately recognize as signs of poor condition. The obverse of the coin features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with a realistic and mature likeness that emphasizes dignity and authority, surrounded by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, and on badly worn examples this inscription is often partially illegible, with letters merging into the rim or disappearing entirely due to years of circulation in pockets, purses, cash registers, and counting machines. The reverse side displays the iconic Prince of Wales feathers badge, a design created by Christopher Ironside and used on the 2-pence coin since decimalization, consisting of 3 ostrich feathers rising from a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, symbolizing duty and loyalty, while the denomination, 2-pence, appears below, and on coins in bad condition these feathers may appear flat and smooth, the fine lines lost to friction, and the central details almost completely worn away, giving the coin a dull and lifeless appearance compared to mint state examples. The year 2000 itself holds symbolic importance because it marks the beginning of a new millennium, which makes coins dated this year especially interesting from a historical perspective even if they are not rare, as millions were struck by the royal mint to meet everyday demand, resulting in very high mintage figures that keep the coin's monetary value close to face value when heavily worn. However, collectors still study bad condition coins to understand circulation patterns, metal degradation, minting quality, and the economic environment of the time, and some people keep them as nostalgic objects reminding them of childhood, early adulthood, or daily life in Britain around the year 2000. In terms of size and specifications, the 2-pence coin measures 25.9 mm in diameter, weighs 7.12 grams, and has a plain edge, though in worn examples the edge may feel rough or uneven due to impacts and corrosion. And while such coins generally hold no premium value in the numismatic market unless they show a rare minting error, like off-metal strikes, major die cracks, missing plating, or dramatic misalignment, they still serve as educational tools for beginner collectors learning to grade coins and recognize wear stages from fine to very good and below. In bad condition, a 2002 pence coin is typically valued only at face value, but it remains legally valid tender in the UK and can still be spent, emphasizing the durability and long life cycle of modern coinage. And despite its low market value, It plays a role in preserving the story of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, British monetary policy, and the everyday transactions that shaped ordinary life, making even the most worn and damaged examples small yet meaningful witnesses to history rather than just pieces of metal. Next up, the 2 pence Queen Elizabeth II coin dated 1989, even when found in bad, worn, scratched, damaged, or heavily circulated condition, remains a meaningful representation of British decimal coinage and reflects the everyday financial life of the United Kingdom during the late 1980s, a period when Queen Elizabeth II had already become a symbol of continuity, stability, and tradition after more than 30 years on the throne, and this coin belongs to the decimal monetary system introduced in 1971, which modernized Britain's currency and brought uniformity to everyday transactions, making the 2 pence denomination one of the most frequently used coins in shops, markets, public transport, schools, vending machines, and small cash exchanges. As a result of this constant circulation, many 1989 2 pence coins survive today in poor condition, showing heavy signs of wear such as flattened high points, deep scratches, contact marks, dents, rim damage, surface discoloration, and loss of sharp detail, all of which clearly indicate decades of handling and use. Unlike post-1992 issues made from copper-plated steel, the 1989 2 pence coin was struck in bronze, an alloy primarily composed of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving the coin a rich reddish-brown color when new, though over time and through exposure to air, moisture, oils from human hands, and environmental conditions, many examples have darkened considerably, developing uneven brown or nearly black patina, patches of oxidation, and in some cases green verdigris, especially when stored improperly, which further contributes to a bad condition appearance. The obverse of the coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf, depicting the Queen wearing a royal diadem, necklace, and earrings in a classical and dignified style that emphasized monarchy and tradition during the late Cold War era, and this portrait is encircled by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Yet on heavily worn coins the Queen's facial features may appear smooth and blurred, the hair detail almost completely lost, and the lettering weak, incomplete, or partially merged into the rim due to extensive circulation wear. The reverse side displays the well-known Prince of Wales feathers badge, designed by Christopher Ironside and used on the 2 pence coin since decimalization, featuring 3 ostrich feathers rising from a coronet with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, a phrase deeply associated with royal duty and service, with the denomination, 2 pence, clearly spelled below and the date 1989 positioned above. Although on bad condition examples the feathers often appear flat and lifeless, the fine lines disappear, the lettering becomes faint or uneven, and the fields show numerous scratches and impact marks caused by years of contact with other coins and hard surfaces. The coin has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, a weight of 7.12 grams, and a plain edge, which in worn specimens may feel rough or irregular due to repeated knocks and abrasions, further emphasizing the coin's long circulation life. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1989 2 pence coin had a high mintage, meaning it was produced in very large numbers by the Royal Mint to meet everyday demand, which makes it common and generally of low market value when found in bad condition, often worth only its face value, unless it displays unusual characteristics such as a significant minting error, off-center strike, double strike, missing or weak details, or other rare anomalies that can attract collector interest regardless of wear. However, even without added monetary value, badly worn 1989 2 pence coins remain important for educational purposes, helping beginner collectors learn how to identify bronze coinage, understand grading standards, recognize circulation wear patterns, and study the transition period before the Royal Mint changed metal compositions in the early 1990s. Beyond collecting, such a coin serves as a tangible historical artifact that passed through countless hands during everyday life. In 1989, a year associated with major global and social changes, and each scratch, stain, and worn surface silently records its journey through time, reminding us that even the most damaged and overlooked coins still carry historical, cultural, and symbolic significance as enduring witnesses to Queen Elizabeth II's long reign and Britain's modern monetary heritage. Next up, the 2 pence Queen Elizabeth II coin dated 1988 represents an important chapter in modern British decimal coinage and reflects the everyday economic and social life of the United Kingdom during the late 1980s, a time when Queen Elizabeth II had already reigned for more than 36 years and had become a powerful symbol of continuity, stability, and national identity. And this coin belongs to the decimal currency system introduced in 1971, which replaced the older pre-decimal system and brought a simpler, more standardized form of money into daily use, making the 2 pence denomination one of the most frequently handled coins in the country, commonly used for small purchases, change, and routine transactions in shops, markets, buses, schools, and vending machines, which explains why many examples from 1988 survive today in worn or circulated condition. The 1988 2 pence coin was struck in bronze, an alloy mainly composed of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it a rich reddish-brown appearance when newly minted. Although over decades of circulation and exposure to air, moisture, oils from human hands, and environmental conditions, many coins have darkened significantly, developing uneven brown or deep chocolate-colored patina, surface stains, oxidation marks, or even green verdigris in extreme cases, especially when stored improperly, all of which are commonly associated with long-used bronze coinage. The obverse of the coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf, depicting the Queen wearing a royal diadem, necklace, and earrings in a dignified and formal style that emphasized tradition and authority during the late Cold War period, and this portrait is surrounded by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, which translates to, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Though on heavily circulated examples the finer details of the Queen's hair, facial features, and jewelry may appear softened or flattened, and parts of the inscription may become faint or partially worn away. The reverse side displays the iconic Prince of Wales feathers emblem designed by Christopher Ironside, a design used on the 2 pence coin since decimalization and deeply rooted in British royal symbolism, featuring 3 ostrich feathers rising from a coronet and accompanied by the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, which represents duty and service to the nation, with the denomination, 2 pence, clearly spelled out below and the date 1988 positioned above, although on circulated examples the fine lines of the feathers may lose sharpness and the fields may show numerous scratches, contact marks, and small dents from decades of handling. The coin measures 25.9 millimeters in diameter, weighs 7.12 grams, and has a plain edge, which in well-used coins may show signs of smoothing or minor damage from repeated contact with other coins and hard surfaces. From a numismatic perspective, the 1988 2 pence coin was produced in large quantities by the Royal Mint to meet everyday circulation demand, making it a common issue with limited monetary value when found in worn or average condition, typically worth only its face value, unless it exhibits rare characteristics such as major minting errors, off-center strikes, double strikes, or other unusual anomalies that can significantly increase collector interest and value regardless of wear. However, Even common and circulated examples are valued by collectors and historians as representatives of the final era of bronze 2-pence coinage before the Royal Mint transitioned to copper-plated steel in the early 1990s due to rising metal costs, making pre-1992 issues like the 1988 coin especially interesting for those studying changes in metal composition and minting policy. Beyond its monetary and numismatic aspects, the 1988 2-pence coin serves as a tangible artifact of everyday British life in the late 1980s, having passed through countless hands and transactions during a period of social, economic, and political change, and even when worn, scratched, or darkened by age, it continues to carry historical, cultural, and symbolic significance as a small yet enduring witness to Queen Elizabeth II's long and remarkable reign and Britain's modern monetary heritage. Next up, the 2-pence Queen Elizabeth II coin dated 2003 is a representative example of early 21st century British decimal coinage and reflects the everyday monetary life of the United Kingdom during a time of social modernization, technological growth, and political stability under the long and historic reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who by 2003 had already ruled for more than 50 years and had become one of the most recognizable monarchs in world history. This coin belongs to the decimal currency system introduced in 1971, which replaced Britain's old pre-decimal money and established a simplified structure that remains in use today, making the 2-pence denomination one of the most familiar and frequently handled coins in circulation, commonly used for small purchases, change, parking meters, charity collections, vending machines, and everyday transactions, which explains why most 2003 examples are found in circulated or worn condition rather than pristine mint state. Unlike older bronze issues produced before 1992, the 2003 2-pence coin was struck in copper-plated steel, a cost-efficient material adopted by the Royal Mint to reduce production expenses and manage rising metal prices, giving the coin a bright copper appearance when new but also making it more vulnerable to visible wear, plating loss, corrosion, and internal rust when the copper layer becomes damaged, especially after years of heavy circulation. The obverse of the coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, showing a realistic and mature depiction of the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with strong facial detail and a dignified expression that reflects her authority and experience during the later years of her reign, surrounded by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Although on heavily circulated or poorly preserved examples the fine details of the portrait may appear softened, flattened, or partially worn away, and the lettering may fade or merge into the rim, the reverse side displays the long-standing Prince of Wales feathers emblem, designed by Christopher Ironside and used on the 2-pence coin since the beginning of decimalization, featuring 3 ostrich feathers rising from a coronet with the motto, Ich dien, meaning, I serve, symbolizing duty, loyalty, and royal service, with the denomination, 2-pence, written below and the date 2003 above. Though in worn or bad condition coins the feathers often lose their sharpness, the fine lines disappear, and the surface becomes dull, scratched, and uneven due to years of contact with other coins and hard surfaces. The coin has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, a weight of 7.12 grams, and a plain edge, which in circulated examples may show smoothing, nicks, or edge damage, further indicating long-term use. From a numismatic perspective, the 2003 2-pence coin had a very high mintage, meaning millions were produced to meet everyday demand, making it common and generally of low monetary value, especially in bad or average condition, typically worth no more than its face value unless it displays rare characteristics such as significant minting errors, off-center strikes, missing or weak plating, double strikes, or unusual die varieties, which can dramatically increase collector interest and value regardless of where. Despite its modest market value, the 2003 2-pence coin holds educational and historical importance for collectors and beginners studying modern British coinage, metal composition changes, circulation wear patterns, and portrait transitions of Queen Elizabeth II, and it also represents a specific moment in British history when cash was still widely used before the rapid rise of digital payments. Beyond collecting, each worn 2003 2-pence coin serves as a small yet meaningful artifact of everyday life, having passed through countless hands, pockets, tills, and transactions, and even when scratched, darkened, or damaged, it continues to carry cultural, historical, and symbolic significance as a durable reminder of Queen Elizabeth II's enduring legacy and the role of coinage in Britain's modern monetary heritage. Please like and subscribe to my channel.